Hello everybody, today we're going to be doing my 14th episode on MLB News. If you do like this video, hit that like button down below. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of these signings that we're going to talk about today. And we're just going to get started because there is a lot to talk about today. There is so much stuff that it's going to be probably the longest MLB News video I have made to date because there have been so many signings since the last time I've made an MLB News video. There has just been a crazy amount of signings, so I better get going before it stacks up. So here we go, MLB News number 14, starting off the Blue Jays. This is kind of like the newest big thing. The Blue Jays signed Marcus Semien. Big news for the Blue Jays. Getting Marcus Semien, who is going to be a good hitter. This is he should be a good hitter. He's a overall good shortstop. He has pretty good hitting skills and pretty good defense skills. He's probably the best overall shortstop that was on the market this year. He's going 1 year, $18 million. The Blue Jays, that's just adding to their lineup. Their lineup is stacked. Apparently, he's going to move over to second, and they're going to move Cavan to third. If you look at that lineup, Marcus Semien, George Springer, and then you have, Cavan Biggio, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero, Danny Jansen, Teoscar Hernandez, Derek Fisher. That's a really good lineup. And there's nobody in that lineup that you can be like, oh, he's not that good of a hitter. It's a really good lineup. It's a very good lineup. The Blue Jays just need a pitcher. If they can sign a pitcher, they are so much closer to really competing. If they can get a pitcher to their team, their starting pitcher, they're going to be a good team. They have a great offense. They really have a great offense, but they need some pitching. Kind of looking like the Angels there. Next up, the Phillies re-signed JT Realmuto. This is a great move for the Phillies, re-signing JT Realmuto, saying that you still want to compete. I still don't know if it makes them any better. It just makes them as good as they were last year, but, getting Realmuto, who can help out in the lineup, he's good defensively, he's the best catcher in baseball, he hits, he's good defensively. This is a very good move. The Phillies can have him be in the middle of the lineup with Bryce Harper, with Alec Boehm, their new young first baseman, and just a few other guys in that lineup, Rhys Hoskins too. That's not a bad lineup. Pitching, you have Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler. Who else are you going to get? But I think the Phillies need bullpen help, if anything. They got Archie Bradley, but can they get other guys? We're going to have to wait and find out. Next up, the Twins signed Andrelton Simmons. I think this is a really good move for the Twins. I'm a Twins fan, and I really like this move. Andrelton Simmons is a shortstop, one of the best defensive shortstops of all time. He is just such a good defensive shortstop. He can make plays that nobody else can. He's a Gold Glove Award winner. He's a really good defensive player. His hitting abilities are, not the best. They're still, I would say that they're not, terrible. He doesn't have bad contact skills. It's just, he doesn't have the power you'd want. But with a Twins team who already has so much power, getting a guy who gets on base and gets contact more is actually going to be good for them because anytime they hit a home run, it's a solo home run because nobody's on base. Getting somebody like Andrelton Simmons who can play shortstop, great defense. They're going to move Polanco to second and have Luis Arraez be their super utility, which I think is really good for them. Good move by the Twins. I really like it. I think this team makes them a lot stronger and competitive in the AL Central. I think this move makes the Twins and the White Sox about equal on which team's better. I think they're about equal now. Next up, the Giants signed Tommy La Stella, a second baseman. I think that's a good overall guy. Like I said, there's so many moves. I gotta kind of go a little bit fast with these lesser ones, but good move for the Giants. Get another bat in that lineup who has power. They needed a lefty bat. They got one, and he's going to provide power, which they needed. And I think this is a good move for the Giants. Like I said, I'm not going to be too much here because there's so much we have to say, but I like it. Tommy La Stella going to the Giants. Tigers are in talks with Wilson Ramos. I think this might be the only thing, or besides, there's another thing we're going to talk about after this. But otherwise, this is the only thing that has not been a signing that's on my list. Or a trade. Tigers are in talks with Wilson Ramos. He's had some potential. Maybe he goes to the Tigers. I don't know. Just added this in here. I guess I don't really need to because there's so many signings. But Tigers might sign Wilson Ramos. Hopefully be a plus guy for them for their catcher position. Next up, this is the only other thing that isn't a signing or trade. No Hall of Famers elected. The Hall of Fame happened. Nobody was elected. I think a lot of players should have been elected. There's some guys out there who are really good, who should have gotten higher, I thought. I thought there was some first ballots who should have gotten higher. I'm a Twins fan. I kind of think there were some players who should have gone higher. I mean, they had Michael Kadire, who didn't get a single vote. They had Torrey Hunter. He didn't do too great. He didn't get a high percent. I thought he would have. LaTroy Hawkins, kind of same thing. But other guys, the more known guys, you're talking like Kurt Schilling, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds, all those guys. Those were the guys who were at the top. People want to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if they will be. We'll have to wait and find out next year. Next up, Orioles signed Freddie Galvis. Not much to say here. Orioles signed Freddie Galvis. He's going to fill in for Jose Iglesias. Okay, whatever. Okay, good job, Orioles. Next up, the Nationals signed Brad Hand. Another signing that happened a couple days ago that I never got to talk about. The Nationals signed Brad Hand. This is going to be a good closer, a great closer for the Nationals to be competitive in that NL East. I mean, with this move, who is going to be the last place team? Like, there is nobody who's deserving in the NL East team. I think that the fourth place NL East team, or the third or fourth, maybe even the fifth NL East team, is going to be just as good or better than the NL Central team, the top NL Central team. Because, all the NL East teams are pretty much better than the NL Central teams. There's no NL Central team that you can say is really good, because there isn't. But good move for the Nats. Sign Brad Hand. Gonna be a closer on this team. Gonna give you innings for your closer position. Gonna be a good closer. The Nationals needed one for their bullpen help. Good bullpen piece for them. Next up, the Yankees acquired Jameson Taillon. They did a trade with the Pirates. Basically, the Pirates got prospects, and they got Jameson Taillon in return. Good pitcher. Gonna pitch you innings. Has good upside potential. Obviously, he's been pretty good. Not an ace, but he's been pretty decent with that Yankees. You have Corey Kluber and Garrett Cole. That's gonna be pretty good for the Yankees. They're gonna have a decent amount of pitching now, and I think they're definitely one of the highest guys up for the AL East. Them and the Blue Jays, but good acquire for the Yankees. The Red Sox signed Kike Hernandez. Another move that happened. If you're a Red Sox fan, you're signing Kike Hernandez. Going to be your kind of your second baseman, middle infielder with Xander Bogaerts, and you have a few other guys who are there, Rafael Devers, and you lose Mitch Moreland. You have Michael Chavis, but I think this is going to be a good bat in the lineup, and going to be a guy that you can have in that lineup. I don't know if this is an amazing signing for them, just because I kind of feel like I should have got more pitching. But, okay, Red Sox signed Kike Hernandez. I guess good for them. It's kind of, I think they should have spent it on money. But, I guess not an awful signing. But Red Sox do sign Kike Hernandez to be their middle infielder. Now, like I said, I have so many things. I have to move over to the next page here. We have even more MLB News 14 Part 2. Here we go. The Red Sox also signed Garrett Richards. They need a pitcher. They got Garrett Richards. So, Kike Hernandez is going to be, your infielder. Richards is going to be your pitcher. When they get Eduardo Rodriguez and Chris Sale back, that pitching rotation won't be atrocious. You have Nathan Eovaldi and Martin Perez. If you have a 1 through 5 of Chris Sale, Nathan Eovaldi, and Eduardo Rodriguez, Garrett Richards, and Martin Perez, somewhere around there, that's not a bad starting pitching rotation. It's not amazing, but it's not awful. You have an ace. If Chris Sale can come back healthy, this is going to be a good signing for the Red Sox. And I think Red Sox getting Garrett Richards, this is going to be a good pickup for them. Next up, the Yankees trade Ottavino to the Red Sox. So the Red Sox also acquire Adam Ottavino from the Yankees. I didn't think at all the Yankees would trade Ottavino to the Red Sox. Yankees trying to get, I guess, some more money back after some signings. You're trading Ottavino, gonna weaken the bullpen of the Yankees. You have Aroldis Chapman, Chad Green, and Zach Britton. And then after that, it's pretty much just not that great. It's like a huge gap difference between elite and below average. You know, Jonathan Lasagia and Luis Sessa and Ben Heller and like a few other guys in there, Michael King. Not great bullpen arms, you know, Gonna weaken their bullpen, gonna get profit back, pretty much a salary dump, so I guess in that stance maybe Yankees are going to spend on somebody else. Red Sox, get a good bullpen arm, need help in the bullpen, they get Ottavino, good pickup for the Red Sox, I like it a lot. Last but not least, Astros signed Castro. The Astros signed Jason Castro. Good defensive catcher, can help out the team and make, I guess, do just better for them. Not an amazing hitter, but the Astros have been needing a catcher, and I think getting Jason Castro is going to be good for them. So that was MLB News 14, Part 1 and Part 2. I guess there's just been a ton of moves to talk about. But if you did like this video, hit that like button down below. Let me know down in the comments if you thought that this was these signings were good for their teams and these trades and these transactions. Just let me know down in the comments. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.